Hello and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully my internet is working. I never know. I never know. Never know if this is going to work. All right. While you guys are hopping on, if you're watching this, let me know. Let me know you can see me and hear me. Grab your favorite oil. You can apply it topically. Let me know what you're diffusing today. I'm putting on some balance. Personally, had a long day. Very fun day, but long. I breathed in a lot of dust from being around horses all day. So I've got some Supermint beadlets here. I'm actually gonna take one and pop it in my mouth. Kind of open up my airways a little bit. I feel a little bit congested. Okay, so yeah, let me know what you guys are using. This is the weekly Q&A. So I am Dr. Janet Roark. I'm a veterinarian in Central Texas, and I come on here live every Sunday, even when I have busy days, unless I notify you guys otherwise. But every Sunday, just for a few minutes to answer some of your questions. So if you have a question for me, go ahead and pop it in the chat. Just type it in, and I will see that. I'll bring it up on screen and answer your questions. Quick announcement before we get started with that, though, is this is not for everyone. Some of you aren't going to care about this, but for those of you that are doTERRA wellness advocates, or you kind of been curious about that, and you want to just like explode your business in the next few months, my friend Donna and I are actually going to be running a challenge, a 3-day challenge. We're just going to go live for 3 days for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour a day, very kind of short little videos of we're calling it the incentive trip ignition. So it's designed to ignite your business, whether you want to win the incentive trip or you just want your business to explode, or you maybe are going for founders or something like that. Then this might be something really helpful, because if it's not useful for you, maybe for someone on your team. We're going to start at the very basics and then just kind of build on that. Both Donna and I are really interested in going for the incentive trip. Donna is not on my team at all. We're cross-line cousins, basically. And so she's actually won the incentive trip twice. So she's going to be providing some pretty valuable insight that I don't really know about, because I've never done that before. And I'm just really excited about it, because I think it's going to be really fun. And it's always more fun to do stuff together. And it kind of helps motivate you and have some accountability to kind of doing some hard stuff as far as growing your business. I've had a lot of success with growing my business, so I'm going to share that stuff with you as well. So if that's something you are down for, it's totally free. 3 days starting tomorrow on Monday, April 3rd through April 5th. It's recorded. You don't have to be on my team. You don't have to have a doTERRA account even. But the link to that I posted in the description. It's go.essentialoilvet.com/trip to go ahead and sign up for that. So Jackie's like, Deep Blue, been cleaning up the yard and raking and raking. Oh my goodness, that's so much work. That sounds terrible. That's what my husband is for. We don't even rake our yards, to be honest. It's the joy of living in the country. We can just let it just be wild and free. Plus we have live oaks, and they don't really shed. They don't there's not a big, there's no raking season for live oaks, because they just kind of slowly shed their leaves throughout the year. Okay, few questions. Let's get to the Q&As. Katie has a really good one. She says, hi, Janet, what can I do to help a dog from getting car sick? This is a really good question. Actually, last week we had BOGOs. Was it last week or the week before? I'm just losing track of my days, you guys. 2 weeks ago, we had BOGOs, and one of the BOGOs was the digestive blend, which is Digest and Touch. You can use that or Kids Blend Tamer. They both come in these 10 milliliter roller bottles. Do I have one right here? Yeah, here's one. These 10 milliliter roller bottles. And you can actually just like roll a little bit on your hands like this and rub it on their belly about 10-15 minutes before you go on a car ride. And then a lot of times dogs with nausea will have some anxiety around going for a car ride because they know it's not going to make them feel good. Think about it. Like they're sitting still. We don't think about this because we ride in cars all the time, but they're sitting still, but all their internal organs and everything are moving. So they don't understand this concept. They don't understand why it's happening. And so a lot of them will get motion sickness. It's just motion sickness is what it is. And so, but there sometimes is some anxiety component. If they have gotten sick in the car before, they get like nervous that it's going to happen again. There's an anticipation factor, especially with dogs. So using a calming oil like lavender, Roman chamomile, or, Balance or Serenity or one of those can be really helpful. Just pick one that your dog particularly likes. But the digestive blend is super, super important. You can apply that every 2 hours if it's a very long trip. And you can just apply that directly topically on their belly. The calming oils you can apply topically, or you can put it on some bedding that you're going to be putting on there, and then putting in the car. And if it's just for a short trip, what you can do is you can skip breakfast and then feed them after they've gone on their car ride. So skipping a meal is never going to kill a dog, I promise. And most dogs are a little overweight, at least in the United States. And so skipping a meal is never going to hurt anybody. And they tend not to vomit when they don't have anything in their tummies. So you can always wait until you get back to feed, even if it's not their normal schedule. All right. Pam says, what's good for my Springer for dry skin and bug bites on her belly? I love Springers. I love Springers. They're so fun. Such good dogs. So dry skin, I really like using just a little bit of plain coconut oil, or you can make up a salve with a little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of beeswax, kind of melt it together. And then as it's cooling, add some essential oils. That's a really easy salve. So you can make up the all natural healing salve. If you have gotten my emails in the past, the recipe I've given out several times. That is a really good recipe. Or you can make up your own with just a little bit of helichrysum, a little bit of Roman chamomile. You put some myrrh in there if you want to. Roman chamomile is really good for dry skin in particular. And helichrysum I really like as well. If you have any of the Europalm, you can also try that. Just dilute it first. As far as the bug bites go, the best thing for bug bites is going to be Roman chamomile or lavender. Geez, today is like Roman chamomile day so far. Dilute lavender, dilute Roman chamomile directly on those bug bites. Will help take the redness out and the itchiness and all of that fun stuff. Yes. Okay. Sherry is asking, she says, hi, Dr. Roark, is a litter box okay in a closet out of the way with a door open, or do most cats prefer their box in a lighted area? They like to go to the bathroom in private, like most animals. Now, there's some animals that don't really care, but some are shy. They prefer their privacy. And so I think in a closet is actually really common. And you can go ahead and do that. Just make sure they know where it is. And remember, with litter boxes, you want to always have one more litter box than the number of cats you have. So if you have one cat, you'll want 2 litter boxes. If you have 2 cats, you'll want 3 litter boxes in the home, in different areas of the home. And that is really, really helpful. You want to clean them out every single day and go from there. All right. Linda says, hello, what suggestions do you have for a cat that vomits after he eats? There's a couple of reasons for this. One might be that he is sensitive to the food. He might have a food allergy even. We're actually going to be covering allergies in April in the membership. And so if you think that's what's going on, definitely check that out. The other thing that can happen is, just like dogs, cats can actually scarf their food, eat really, really fast. So if they're eating really, really fast and it's too much for their little bitty, teeny tiny stomachs, then they can sometimes regurgitate it. So it's a little difference between vomiting and regurgitating. If it's regurgitation, they just eat and then they just like barf it up and it's like whole food still. then I recommend getting a slow feeder. And there's a ton of different options out there. Just do a Google search or an Amazon search and search for something, preferably in the country that you live. Or you can go to a local pet store for a slow feeder. Ask them if they have a slow feeder or puzzle feeder for cats, and go with that. So chances are they're just eating too much too fast and it upsets their tummy, if that's what's happening. So either way, oils that can help with nausea, vomiting, all that kind of stuff. Digest Zen, the Kids Tamer blend, those are already pre-diluted if you're using the touch rollers. And you can try diffusing ginger. You can try diffusing or using topically cardamom. Cardamom is also really good for the digestive system, and or spearmint. So that's we just do 1 drop of spearmint if you want to do that. But Pam has spearmint and cheer in the diffuser today. Ooh, I have not tried those two together. I bet it's really, really good. Are you diffusing them together or are they in separate diffusers? That's my question. Let's see. Awesome. Trisha Ann says, you amaze me with how well you rattle off all the oils and uses. This is what I do for a living, Trisha. I just love to help people. My goal is to help all of the animals in the whole world. So, with the use of natural options, or at least have their owners know about it. And so that's kind of my mission in life and why I created this Facebook page and this business. And it is something that the more I do, the more I love, the more animals actually are really, really helped. And the more stories and testimony, you guys have seen me post these stories and testimonies of people's lives who have been changed, and people coming up to me and just like crying and just like so grateful for what I do. And I just, I don't do it for like the gratitude or anything like that. I really do because I just want to help the animals in the best way possible. And I didn't know better until I knew, and until I learned it, and I didn't have anybody to teach me. And so I don't want you guys to have to go through that. I want to be able to be the person that can educate you on safe and effective use of essential oils with animals. And so I've kind of made it my life mission. Plus, I'm really fascinated by it. I literally still read research articles every single day about essential oils and just how they work and why they work. And it just is something that I don't think I'll ever get bored with. It's been almost 10 years now. And I really am still fascinated by it. And we're still learning more every day. So it still keeps getting interesting and exciting and new cases. And I mean, when you're helping animals, it's just fun. Dee says, do you have a daily drop recommendation to add to dry food for dogs? So I don't recommend feeding dry dog food to dogs, but you can definitely add some water to it no matter what. But you can add, it depends on the dog and what they need. But a lot of times I'll recommend frankincense and copaiba, or frankincense, copaiba, and turmeric, especially if you have a dog that's over 5 and you want to support their joints and muscles and hips and that sort of thing as they get older. So that's some really good general wellness stuff. And then as far as immune support, you can always add in the protective blend. There's different oils you can add in for different things depending on what's going on. What dog food do I recommend? I will tell you what I feed my dogs. Is that good? What I feed my dogs is actually a pet food called Darwin's Pet Food. Darwin's Pet Food. It's raw. And they actually have given me a coupon code to give you to you guys. I did not plan this. But they have a coupon code that is EOVet, essential oil vet. So EOVet, if you want a trial of, I think 10 or 15 pounds is what they send you for $14.95. And then what they'll do is they'll throw in a bag of treats or something to you as a free gift, and then if you use that code, and they'll donate $15 or food to an animal rescue that I support. So I would love it if you guys use that. If you wanted to try something, anytime you change foods, regardless of if it's from one kibble to another kibble brand of kibble, or one from kibble to homemade raw or homemade cooked diet, or to maybe a raw diet, you always want to transition very slowly over the course of at least 2 weeks. You don't want to go any faster than that. And that doesn't mean like put out some kibble and put out some raw food at the same time, you have to mix them and kind of slowly take away the kibble and slowly add in the new food, whatever it is. So that is hopefully helpful to you guys. All right, that is all of the time I have for today. So if you have any other questions and I didn't get to your question, be sure to join the membership group over at essentialoilvet.com/members. All of these questions are always answered in there. We have over 5 years worth of content in there that is totally searchable. And so whatever you have going on with your dog or your cat or your horse or your chicken, you can search in there and actually find your answer 99% of the time. And the 1% of the time that's not in there, you can ask your question, you can get an answer really quickly. So join the membership, essentialoilvet.com/members. If you if you are a doTERRA person and you want to join the incentive trip ignition challenge, 3-day challenge that starts tomorrow, go to go.essentialoilvet.com/trip. And I will see you in there. We'll be live at 5:30 p.m. Central Time every single day for 3 days. And it'll be recorded for those of you that can't watch live. All right, guys. I will see you next week, same time, same place, for my normal Q&A that I do every week. Bye, everybody.